Hello, my name is Fatima Mohammed, and this is my film promotion genre analysis. First, I'm going to be talking about major film companies. Major film companies produce and distribute substantial numbers of films annually, and this means that they get lots of profit. And some of these major film companies have subsidiaries, sister companies, and an example of this would be Marvel. Marvel is a subsidiary of Walt Disney, and these film studies have bigger budgets than independent companies because financial companies fund them. These are also other examples of big film companies like 20th Century Fox, Universal, and Warner Brothers. The difference between independent film companies and major film companies are the fact that independent film companies have smaller budgets, so they don't have a lot of money to make their films as big as major film companies. Also, independent film companies produce mostly authentic or real films, which they think is more representative of the people. And the difference between independent film companies is the fact that independent film companies like to make their films and then sell it to bigger film companies to distribute it for them. These are examples of independent film companies. One that mostly people know are Lionsgate. People normally think that Lionsgate is a major film company, but it's an independent film company. The importance of a promotional package is that it helps attract lots of audience. So the different film promotional packages are trailers, magazines, and lots of others. What these film promotional packages do are they attract a wide range of audience so that audience can see the product that is being promoted with no problem. And the purpose of a promotional package is to get recognition before film is released, i.e. in the cinema, help distribute a film when it's sold as a DVD, and also it's easily accessible so everyone can see it, because normally you'd see trailers on YouTube and you'd see these film adverts on like billboards and all that. Types of promotional package. There are many types of promotional package, and these are some of the examples. So as I said already, there's cinematic trailers, TV trailers, film posters, premieres. There would be like these actors and actresses going to conventions to do interviews with people and do Q&As to answer questions about the film. So these are all the ways that film companies use to promote their movies. The first film I'm going to be talking about is Avenger, and this is the trailer.
War has started, and we are hopelessly outgunned.
Director Fury, I think it's time.
You here with the mission, sir? Trying to get you back in the world?
Trying to save it.
Doctor, I need you to come in.
What if I say no?
I'll persuade you.
What do you ask me to do? It's called the Avengers Initiative.
I thought I didn't qualify. Apparently I'm, what is it, volatile, self-obsessed, and don't play well with others.
You need a timeout.
How desperate are you? And to call on such lost creatures to defend you.
You have made me very desperate.
We're not a team. We're a
time bomb.
This is nothing we were ever trained for.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
This film trailer, it informs the audience what the movie is about. So by watching the trailer, people automatically know that it's an adventure superhero genre like kind of movie. And the audience like the trailer because it doesn't give too much of the story away. You can see that there's a montage of shots and it gives bits and pieces, which I think are like the best bits and pieces of the movie. And that helps inform the audience what it's going to be about. You can see this is a magazine for the movie, and this is another promotional package thing which helps attract audience for the film. The magazine front cover shows some of the important characters from the film, and so the audience could familiarize themselves with it before watching the movie. People already know these iconic people from comics, so the fact that it's made into a movie also attracts people to the movie. The film poster has lots of action involved. You can see there's explosives behind the buildings and all that, and you can see the antagonist and protagonist as well in the same movie, but you see the antagonist at the front and the protagonist at the back. This film poster contributes to one of the reasons why people watch movies. It's vibrant in colour and it's well known, and there are actors that people like Robert De Niro and Chris Hemsworth. They're very like actors, so people would watch the movie because they like the actors. The genre for Avenger was superhero action, and this means that the film would have lots of guns, violence, superheroes, and explosives. And the film typically follows the conventions of action, adventure, and superhero genres. So you'd see lots of people fighting, you'd see futuristic cars, you'd see big buildings being blown up. And so these follow the conventions of an action and superhero and adventure genre. The film company for Avengers is Marvel, and we already know that the subsidiary for Marvel is Walt Disney. Marvel is known for producing many films based on superheroes, and this film's no different. Marvel, as I said already, is a subsidiary of Walt Disney. The Disney company also has lots of other subsidiary companies, and this shows how big of a company Disney is. The film budget for this film was $220 million, and so this is a big budget. As I already said, major film companies do have big budgets, and the profit gained from the box office was $1.52 billion. This shows that the film was very successful and that a lot of people went to the cinema to watch it. This is a basic example of how good film, like major film companies are and how they profit from their movies. My second film is Paranoia. This is an independent film company produced.
I don't even know your name.
Didn't we sleep together?
I have a thing for bridge and tunnel guys when I drink.
Just call me Bridge and Tom.
You took me out for cheese fries.
Oh.
I was born and raised in Brooklyn. My father was a security guard for over 32 years, with nothing to show for it. I spent years on the ground floor refining my skills, in hopes that one day I'd make enough to take care of my old man. All I needed was a chance.
I'm gonna make you rich.
What?
You are going to work for my competition.
This is stealing trade secrets.
This is the opportunity you have been waiting for, because you want to know how the other half lives.
Morning. We're reinventing you. If you want to be accepted, you have to look the part. You have to fit in to get in.
Welcome to Icon. Thank you.
Doc Cutter, Adam Cassidy.
This is Emma. She's one of those Ivy Leaguers. Princeton.
Yale, actually.
I'm trying to sleep my way to the top. We covered.
Consider it a loner. I couldn't.
Yeah, you could. You remind me of Wyatt. I knew he'd be my competition someday. I'm on the eve of a revolution, and it's something you're never going to be able to duplicate.
Is that so?
That's what you wanted. I swung away. I'm out.
You are only out, my son, when I say you're out. I own you right now.
I'm with the FBI's Criminal Investigation Division. Spying for Wyatt will land you in jail. Double-crossing Goddard will get you killed.
We recorded it all. Every conversation between you and Wyatt. Jim knows too much. Let's go for a ride.
You stood on my shoulders! Now I'm standing on your neck.
I think you said Indy was alive.
I'm gonna make this right. I'm gonna use what they taught me to destroy what they built.
We've had good intel on this.
Where did you get that intel from, Nick?
The trailer from this film is in depth and it shows some of the best bits of the film. The trailer ends on a stigma, which lots of people are curious about. So this film, you can see, is the genre is like thriller drama, and you can see lots of deception into it, and people tend to like to watch deceptions and all that. So this would attract a lot of people. The film poster, as you can see, you have the antagonist at the top and the protagonist at the bottom, and the film poster plays on the word paranoia, because all the characters seem to have like a paranoid expression on their face, and this is a very clever way of advertising the film. And lots of people would want to know, oh, why do they have like a paranoid expression on their face? I want to watch this film and find out what happens to make them also paranoid. And it also plays on the word, like the title, paranoia, paranoid. The film premiere also brings attention to films, because people tend to go to film premieres to see their favorite actor, and the fact that Liam Hemsworth is in it will attract a lot of people because he's a well-liked actor, and he also has a brother, Chris Hemsworth, who's also a well-liked actor, so people connect it together and be like, oh, his brother's there, I'll go to the premiere and see. The genre for Paranoid is thriller drama. This means that the film has lots of dramatic scenes, and the atmosphere is very tense. There are also bits, like thrilling bits in the film where the audience anticipate what's going to happen next in the film. This follows the normal code and convention of a thriller drama genre, and the main character, antagonist, has a dispute with the protagonist and all that, and he's trying to sort out what he did. So this is like a very normal thing that people in thriller drama genres tend to do. So there'll be a problem and they cause that problem, so they'll try to fix it, and then when they try to fix it, all this drama happens. There's also lots of tense music, diegetic sounds, and breathing, and montage of shot in fast pace, as you saw in the trailer. There's lots of different scenes where you see different kind of actions happening. There's also more conventions, so there's low key lightings, quick cuts, shadows, change of angles, fighting, and a lot more. The film company for Paranoia was an independent film company. These companies are called Gamma Film, Entertainment One, and Iron Global. They all have small budgets to produce the film, and then later on they sell it to distribution companies. And in this case, it was Relative Media who they sold it to. The film budget for this film was 15 to 35 million, which is quite a lot for an independent company to be spending, and they profited by 13 million. So you can see that the amount of money they put into the film and the profit they got doesn't match up. The profit was quite small, so they didn't really profit a lot. Normally, like as I said already, independent companies don't have a lot of money, so this is kind of like a weird situation. And the third film I chose was The Purge: Anarchy.
In 5 seconds, you will experience anarchy.
You can't go out there. You know how dangerous it is. This won't bring him back. It won't make you feel any better. Don't do this.
It's late. You need to leave.
Traffic is building rapidly downtown as citizens rush to get home before commencement. If you're not purging, we advise you to get off the streets as quickly as possible. It'll soon be a war up there.
This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge. At the siren, all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 hours. All emergency services will be suspended. Your government thanks you for your participation.
What is this?
Tonight, the laws of release. America, a nation reborn. Just try. Stick to the plan.
Thank you.
Follow me.
You should be happy.
As long as we keep moving, we're okay.
You like us, we don't survive tonight! This is the last purge of the evening. The bidding will start at 200,000.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
The trailer of this film has a montage of shots and it jumps from scene to scene trying to inform the audience of what the film's about. However, the amount of information that can be gathered is not sufficient, so you don't really know the whole storyline. They didn't tell you the whole movie in just a trailer, because normally there's other trailers who do that and people don't like that. This trailer just gave you shots which like makes the audience really excited to go and watch the movie in cinema. The audience do have an idea what the film is about, so you can see this movie is a horror genre, because you can see there's lots of killing, there's blood and all that. And also the fact that the word "the purge," like it's about, you know, the purge means something where you forget, so they play on the word with film. And the word purge does sound like something negative, so people already know that the film's going to be about horror or something negative happening. And the idea behind this film is about society and its hierarchy. So people tend to like talk about the society and how there's all these rich people, and then there's at the bottom there's like the normal people, and the fact that 1% of the whole world like is rich and the rest like are all poor or normal, like mid class. This is the film poster, and the film poster shows that the audience, that the movie genre is horror. You can see these men with masks on their face with like guns and knives. The colour of the poster also follows like codes and conventions of a horror movie. It's all dark and dreary, and like there's only lights where you can see the silhouettes of the people. The word purge has a sense of sinister to it, and this is supported by the fact that the word purge means unwanted. This is the billboard, so as I said already, as part of the promotional package, you'd see posters on billboards or buses, and so this is a poster on a billboard, and in a position you can see it's pretty high, so people are driving the cars or people who are walking can see it straight away, and this is one of the most successful ways to advertise a movie. Persianarchy genre of the film is horror thriller, and there is a huge amount of blood, violence, gore, guns, and all that, and it has like a creepy kind of like feel to it because the fact that they're wearing masks that say God on it, as you can see in that picture, people definitely know that this is like a scary movie. Some of the scenes are shot in secluded locations, which also follows the codes and convention of horror thriller movies. And there's also a protagonist who unintentionally saves people. So this is one of, like, if you see a lot of scary movies, there's always this one person who's trying to save the rest of the people. So this also follows the codes and convention of a horror thriller movie. The company that produced Persianarchy was Universal. It was also co-produced by Plymouth Blumhouse Production and Platinum Dunes. The big major companies in this bundle is Universal Pictures because it has the most money and it also has the biggest budget, so it helps fund the movie. This company is a subsidiary of Universal Studios. The budget of the film was $9 million, and in the box office there was 110.6 million, so that means that they did profit a lot from this movie, and this is an example of how successful major film companies are. Thank you for watching this presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative.
Thank you. I have one question for you. You've spoken about 3 trailers, all from different genres. What did you find the trailers have in common? What was the commonalities for all of them, regardless of the genre?
They all had music, like backtracks in the, and those musics, depending on the genre of the movie, when it was like tense, like silent, it goes up and it goes louder, and when it's not. So they all follow the conventions of a trailer. And also they all had montages of shots, so they wouldn't all give the information, like they wouldn't give too much information away. They'd give like shots, different scenes and all that, and then it always ends on a signal.